Hi students, how are you all? We are in social class DYA 10013. I'm your lecturer, Mr. Risha. As I previously mentioned you all, today I'm going to do a replacement class on our previously missed classes. We already covered everything in our chapter, in our subject. We have 5 chapters. We already done everything with our notes and also those assessments. We have 6 assessments, 6 lab, 2 tests, and one presentation. We already covered everything, but I'm still waiting for your lab report for your lab 5 and also 6. The due date will be by tomorrow, right? So you have to submit by tomorrow on our lab 5 and 6. As for presentation, we're already done with your presentations. Test 1 and test 2. Actually, I'm doing a bit disappointed with with those some of you those answer your test 1 and test 2 just copy paste, and you just Google the whole question and copy paste. That's the given by Google. It's not from your lab, not from my notes. I already mentioned many times those questions are from notes. You have to write down from your notes. The answers from your notes, not from Google. Like example, the questions ask nutrients, macronutrients. Like that's two, right? The first question is macronutrients. List down 5 macronutrients. So some of you just simply Google it, micronutrients or macronutrients. You written there carbohydrate, lipids, fiber. What's that? I spent about 3 weeks to explain chapter 3. It's very disappointing. That shows most of you just log in and then doing your own work, not focusing here, not focusing on our labs, not focusing on our classes. It's if you cannot help yourself, definitely I'm not going to help you. It's a simple logic. You fail to help yourself, so don't expect me to help you, right? So it's very clear. I'm going to do some revisions on those important points, important topics or keys. Keys for your finals. I can consider keys for your finals. So for today, we will try to finish chapter 1 and also chapter 2. Very quick one because already explained very detailed during our classes. This is just a revision class. Okay, see allows. Can skip chapters? We have 5 chapters. The first thing, what is soil? What is perfect soil? You just have to draw the pie chart. In the test one, question come out, asks you to draw a perfect soil diagram or illustrate a pie chart. 2 or 3 of you draw soil horizons, soil profile. I don't get it. The question doesn't ask you all to draw soil layers or soil profile or soil horizon. But go and draw it. The question asks you to list down what is soil? What is soil? Soil is contains mineral, organic material, water, and air. So if they ask you to draw, just draw with the percentage. Minerals will have 45%, organic material 5%, the other 50%, remaining 50% part of it, half of it will be water and another half will be air, that is 25 each. Those water and air, those proportion or those part, water and air, we call as pore spaces. This side, mineral and organic materials are solid. The soil beneath our feet, or the vertical section or cuttings of soil, we will see the soil horizons. These pictures I get it from Sabah actually. This from Sabah, this one from Google's. Soil management. Again, very simple. The question come out, what is soil management? just explain. If soil person asks you to explain soil management, you just have to explain these four ideas, these four topics, the points. Soil management involves nutrient management, tillaging, cover crop, and also crop rotation. Even in our chapter 1, chapter 2, when we are doing chapter 3 itself, I repeatedly explain this point. Yet, some of you cannot answer the questions. For test 1. This question come out in test 1. So those advantages, again, we have four advantages on why. If question on why we have to do soil management, the answer is advantage. Kenapa kita nak buat soil management? Untuk kita nak maintain soil fertility, to restore soil fertility. Third one, to make agriculture practice an economical one. And of course, the last one is when we do agriculture, when we do plantings, croppings, we want to get yield. So by doing a proper soil management, we are going to improve the yield. So how to cut those losses? How to cut or make agriculture an economical one? Here, it's more or less talking about 4R, nutrient management. We need to apply at the right rate, right timing, right fertilizer, at the right place. For your test two, I also about 4R in the test two, right? You people just simply Google it and answer your. Most of you didn't answer correctly. 4R, how many times I repeated in class? Even before I start test two, I explained. I particularly picked that question and I already give the answer before we start test two. Yet, some of you can answer, unable to answer it. I don't know, you all still in my class or just log in and doing your own activities, playing games. Why soil importance? We can just keep this slide because it's like writing an essay. Why soil kenapa tanah itu penting? Tanah adalah di mana kita bercucur tanam, tanah adalah di mana kita berdiri, tanah di mana kita boleh dapat ubat-ubat, tanah di mana kita boleh dapat banyak minerals, and also it's the place where the toxic breakdowns happens. So already have 5, enough. Di sini sudah bagi 10. We already have 10 benefits here or important soil here. And then we have soil orders and soil series. Because when we talk about soil can be divided into two. The main thing soil can be divided to, that is organic soil, mineral soil. That is a general. When we are as a soil scientist or as a soil students, those who have soil knowledge, we go deep a bit into it. And soil, after we divide into organic soil and mineral soil, we can divide further in soil orders. This one I share a video, a lengthy video on all about soil. It's explained very detailed on soil order, and we can subclass into suborders. We can again classify it or break down into grade groups. Soil series. Soil series, we have a lot of soil series. Even in Malaysia, we cannot list it because soil series, each place, they name soil series according to the places. Maybe in Rengam or Sipa Rengam, both areas contain peat, but the content of some of the nutrient contents are different, whereas some of the structure varies. So we classify as Rengam series, Sipa Rengam series, Gajah we have Serdang series, Segamar series. We have a lot of series. So in your syllabus, they have the ask me to explain about soil series. So I just keep the notes here. I'm not going to explain that because it's a lot. I have to spend about 1 week to explain each soil series. Even the notes are already shared. This note or this chart, this diagram alone I already share in our Telegram group. Anytime you can just have a look on it. Then we have a comparison of organic soil and mineral soil. When we talk about organic soil, mineral soil, Of course, we have to touch on the comparison part. Organic soil contains more 30% higher carbon, or not higher carbon. If the soil already have 30% more than 30% of carbon, it's already classified as organic soil. If it already have more than 30% of organic content, it's already classified as organic soil. The pH, when we compare with mineral soil or organic soil, the pH of organic soil will be a bit of acidic, around 4.5 to 5. How about mineral soil? Usually neutral, within the range of 5.5 to 7.5. Porosity, when we compare mineral and organic soil contains more pore spaces. If it's high in pore spaces, that means it can hold more water compared with mineral soil. You have to remember, mineral soil is about clay. So here we are doing a comparison, a simple comparison on clay soil, peat soil. Of course, when we talk about peat soil, the nutrient holding capacity is very low, especially micronutrients. So when we cultivate, when we cultivate organic soil, we have to add micronutrient fertilizers, especially copra. The second part in chapter 1 is covered on weathering process. So what is weathering? Weathering is soil formation process. We have three type of weathering. That is physical or manual weathering, chemical weathering, biological weathering. This one also, good students, you all did presentation on this. Each group did presentations, right, on this. Those factors, I will list down those factors. It depend on the weathering process, depend on time, biota, climate, parameterials, also topography. In Malaysia, we have five type of soil. Topography, high hilly area, flat area. Climate depend on changes in climate, the frequency of climate change. If we have a steady rainy season, the weathering process is going to be slow down. If we have steady change, today it's raining, tomorrow it's heavy, hot or humid day, the next day is very hot, then again raining, humid, raining, hot. When we have a steady changes in climate, the weathering process is going to happen very fast. And of course, biota, the living things in that particular area, included microorganisms as well as macroorganisms and time. They explained many times that to develop 1 inch of mineral soil will take about 500 years, and organic soil is going to be about 1400 years. We cover everything. Of course, parent material in Malaysia, we have 5. We are talking about West Malaysia. We have granites, limestone, basalt, sandstone, and so alluvium soil. Alluvium rocks. And then we have 4 basic processes in soil. We have translocation, transformation, addition, and also losses. Transformation means the form of the example. Okay, we take a dry leaf. When the dry leaf is in a solid form, right? When it's undergo what we call decay, if it's decayed or it's become compost, it will be in a different form. From leaf shape, it already become like soil, humus, right? So it's formation, transformation. Translocation means movement of soil particles or movement of whatever in soil from one location to another location. That's it. It's already classed as translocation. Addition and losses, penambahan dan penurunan. And then the last one, we are talking about soil horizons or soil layers, soil profile. We have O horizon up to R horizons. O, A, B, C, and R. So I just eliminate E. E is not a layer. It's happen to transfer some of the alluvial soil, some of the nutrients from A to B. It's usually not exist. in tropical countries. We also did some activities on that during our class as well as for your lab too. All right, that's covers our chapter one. In our next video, I'm going to explain our chapter two. Thank you, class.